guys, today I'm going to teach you how to do a square stitch. Now this is modified from a ladder, because with your ladder you have just open rows, so you just go in and out sideways versus going like around or something. And one problem with using a ladder is a lot of the times people will try to do patterns on them and then they get all bunched up when you try to wear them or whatever, and it doesn't look good. So a way to fix this would be to do a square stitch, which looks like this, which you've got the ladder with the rows and everything's even, except for it doesn't stretch, it doesn't bunch up, it's one solid piece. This is a bracelet that I'm working on right now, so that's the back side of it. But like, this is a panel that I made and then I attached these, and it's all done with square stitch. It's more time consuming and it's a little bit difficult to get at first, but once you get past it, then I'm pretty sure that this will help you a lot in your candy making and beading. So let's get started. I'm gonna do just a small little panel section that's gonna be 4 rows wide and then 3 high. You can make it as high or as low or whatever as you want. So what you're going to do on your first row is add all of your beads for your first row. So I'm adding on 4 regular colored orange beads. And now what you're going to need is either something to tie off the end, to tape it down, or make sure that you just keep a hold of it. I'm using fishing line right now because I ran out of elastic, but you would normally use like elastic for this, or extra strong upholstery thread, something that will hold it tight, whatever you want to use, because the beads will slide off the end obviously. But we're going to take our other end. I'm just gonna hold it, that's what I'm gonna do. So you slide on the first bead of your other color, so it meets up with those beads. Oops. And then you're going to take the same end that you just threaded your new bead on, and we're going to go back through the opposite direction from the bead right next to it. What this is going to do is it's going to put that orange bead that I just put on, the sparkly one, on top of this one, which is how we get our ladder effect. Like so. And to keep it from flopping sideways, we go back through that orange, the new bead, so it makes a loop. Like this. And it's gonna lop over sideways until you start adding on a couple more rows, and the first couple rows, like 2 or 3 rows, are always most difficult, but after that it works out really well. So we're gonna add on our other bead for our second row. Let that go all the way down. And now we're going to string through the second bead on the bottom row. And now you see how that will pop up and looks better, so we go back through the second row. It's very important to make sure that when you pull your string that it's going through the gap between the first and second bead and not around the first bead, because then you're going to end up with a knot. So make sure that the string stays in between the rows, not around other rows. So we start to form our square stitch, and we add another bead. Let that go down. Boop. We go through our third bead on the first row. Pull that. Then we go back through the third bead in the second row. pull that through. And so we get something that looks like this. And now we're doing our last row. And, I mean our last bead in the row. So once you get to this point where you've got your first and second row, we're going to tie a knot. So you can just do a double knot or tie it as many times as you like. It's really up to you. I'm going to tie mine 3 times. And then what I like to do to make sure it's strong, especially if you're going to use upholstery thread or something that's kind of flimsy or like a thin fishing line, then I like to pull it through, not only to hide the knot, but then I loop back again through the second row, through the first row, and what this is going to do is it's going to add some extra strength to it, so it holds together better and it's stronger. So after your second row, then it's really easy because then you don't have to hold it or worry about it coming apart. You add on your bead for your third row. You string through the first bead, your second row, and then back through the first bead in the third row. Like so. And you go till you finish that row. Once you get to the end of your third row, then we're gonna tie it off because this is gonna be the end of the panel for me. And so you're gonna have your string here that pops out of the side. I like to go through that and then through my loop, like so, and tie my knot. And I'll do that 2 or 3 times till I'm done with that. Now let's say that you're working with your panel and you run out of string. What do? Well, if you're in the middle of a row, then backtrack till you come back to the row that's completely done and tie it off there. And then what you should do is you should hold on to the string on the end, string all the way through. So basically, like, we're going to redo the first row. So you're holding on to it, making sure that your string doesn't come out. Or if you really want to, you can tie on the side, but it doesn't matter. Personally, I like to put the string through and then add on that row, tie the 2 strings together, then pull it through to hide that knot like we did over here. But if you wanted to, you could try to attach it to the side. I just think it's a little bit more secure to tie the 2 ends. But that is how you do a square stitch. I hope that tutorial was helpful for you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye!